It's Monday morning and you're in a rush, but you do have time to grab a quick cup of joe to help kickstart your day. As an environmentally conscious person, you opt for the fair trade coffee from Brazil, right? But do you really know the full environmental impact of that fair trade Brazilian bold? Probably not. I'm Forkast Justin Solomon, and this is The Great Disruption. While it may indeed be fair trade, there's no guarantee of a climate-friendly supply chain behind it. The farmers in Brazil may receive fair compensation, but we have no idea about the intermediaries it goes through, nor the impact of its transportation across the globe. And this is a growing concern as our trade is increasingly globalized. And coffee is just one example. The more complex a product, the more complex its footprint. In fact, supply chain causes 90% of companies' environmental impacts. This is because our systems are not designed to mitigate the environmental impact they produce.
Our current supply chain actually is optimized for efficiency of competitive advantage of economic production, but it doesn't take into account at all the environmental footprint.
Blockchain has the potential to revolutionize our fragmented supply chain and create more efficiency. It can create transparency in an opaque industry. Blockchain shared ledger technology can provide complete transparency throughout the logistics process of a product, from the farmers in Brazil to your local coffee shop. This transparency can be used to detect the processes with the most damaging impact and improve upon them. It could create more accountability among all the parties involved. Blockchain could help consumers instantly evaluate the net carbon impact of their purchases. Consumers could transparently see where their food was produced and pick locally grown alternatives. This would reduce the net carbon emission, as their products wouldn't have to be shipped from across the world. Taking it one step further, blockchain can integrate climate-preserving mechanisms in our logistics process, like tokenizing CO2 certificates. These certificates are tokenized and tradable carbon credits that aim to combat global climate change. Carbon credits can be bought as investments to support environmental goals, as well as burnt to offset our carbon footprint. Each carbon token is backed one-to-one by something known as a voluntary carbon unit, which basically represents a one-year ton of averted carbon emissions. So, in essence, carbon tokens burn the equivalent amount of CO2. The tokenization of carbon credits is only possible with blockchain technology. This is what creates a transparent and trusted environment for token issuance. It's also what helps keep the carbon market players accountable. It's a cost-efficient way for corporations to cut net carbon emissions and reach their sustainability goals.
When people structured supply chains before, there was no awareness of carbon cost. And for a long time, carbon cost nothing. And we're actually at the very beginning of the journey of actually embedding not only carbon, but also environmental costs into the cost of goods and the cost of movement.
But changes like these require collective action and accountability on a global scale. In other words, less talking and more doing.